Well, hello, my name's Penny and I live in the southeast of England with my husband Pete. I used to say with my 5 chickens, but unfortunately they're no longer with me, and I must say it's been about a month now and I'm still very sad about it, very sad. I used to go up the garden all the time and be with them, and yeah, I'm missing them dreadfully, but life's a bit changed at the moment, so I'm not quite ready to decide whether to get some more. We'll see. I've been showing you in recent videos what I've brought back from my mum's. I've been clearing my mum's house, and today, hasn't things moved along quickly now? A few episodes ago I was saying, oh, we're waiting for probate, it's never ending, and we had in our mind probably the end of October, our solicitor told us, and I decided to exercise patience. And patience is waiting calmly for the outcome you want, and that's what I decided to do. So I put all thoughts of it being, solved out of my head and got on with life. It only lasted a day because the next day my solicitor phoned me and said probate's been granted. Oh my goodness, well, that was quick. And I resigned myself really that we were waiting till the end of October. Anyway, it's all been done, and today is the day that the house has been completed. So the darling young couple that have bought Mum's house and are going to bring lots of joy and love to the house have moved. No, they're not moving in just yet, but they've taken possession of it. They're moving their stuff in slowly. So, well, how exciting. Who would have thought between last time I spoke to you and today that things would have been completed? Oh, and that's how it's been. So, last bit's taken from Mum's, cleaned up, left all, as you want to leave it, ready for them. My brother came over from Ireland yesterday and we spent the day together, which was lovely. My brother and I have got so close through all of this. Every decision we've had to make, oh, he said, how about that? Or I've said, how about that? And we both said, oh, yes. And so it's been a really, a lovely experience that's brought the two of us together. I think Mum and Dad would be very pleased. Anyway, I brought a few more things back. I'm looking here at a cocktail shaker. The little glass. They're ever so nice. It's 50s, isn't it? I remembered Mum and Dad always having that. Right, do you want a Bloody Mary? Oh, we'd look on here. What is it? Vodka and a dash of tomato juice. A sidecar. Lemon juice, Cointreau and cognac brandy. Wow. We have numerous cocktails now, don't we, of all kinds, but I couldn't resist that. So that's on the side. Just bringing back those childhood memories. What else have I brought back? Oh, I can't remember. I know. Let me show you here. I brought back these. Well, they were framed. Oh, I did them years ago, in the 70s. That's a long time ago, isn't it? And they were framed, and I've taken them off the frame. I'm going to give them a little wash, and then I'm going to put them on the front of a memory book, because I started making memory books after Mum died to put all the photos in. I haven't made any for a little while. I've been just too busy. But I thought they'd go on the front cover. There's one, a counted cross stitch. And here's the other one. What made me do it, I don't know. But they've had those hanging up. They're a little bit worse for wear. I'm going to take them off, see if I can rejuvenate them a bit, and that would be nice, wouldn't it? Just to go on a page in my memory book. So that's the day today. Excitement for the new people, and joy for us that the house, as you've rightly said, as my viewers have said, going to be filled with music and happiness from their family. That's what I brought back from Mum's this week, plus a whole lot of other stuff, as you can see on my shelf. It's rather full. But I'm going to spend the winter going through my house, and do they call it decluttering? I don't know. I might live with the clutter because I want to, or I might just move things around because I want to. I don't know yet. They say don't make any big decisions, and where to put the mouth and the bottom. If you haven't seen the bottom, I think it was last week's vlog, then yes. Oh, well, that's a big decision where to put it. I was looking through some of my own, what's that? Oh, I know, I've got to do that. I was looking through some of my own memories, and I've got this book. And when anything sort of, you know, I've got 5 grandchildren, they're all grown up now. My oldest grandson's 33 and my youngest one is 23, and I've got 3 in between. And I was just reading, I just wrote, you know, little bits every day, just if things happened. And oh, here we go, 18th of August. Nicola, and that's my daughter, who you'll see in the film. Nicola and I watched baby Nicholas as he was born. What a night. It rained all night, the first time for 40 days. I haven't read that for ages. But another one I did read was that Nicholas could play the intro music for EastEnders, da 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 dee da, under his armpit. Thought that warrants an entry in my book. I'll have to ask him. I'm seeing him soon. I'll have to ask him. Can he still play the theme tune to EastEnders, or has he moved on to some more classical music? Oh, I don't know. So, no, I'm not saying so all the time. And I bought, as you know, I can't keep saying if you're new, if you're new. If you're new, there's a playlist. If you've struck Penelope's Chinwag, there's a playlist and you can catch up. I know lots of people do catch up, and you're very welcome to go back and catch up and find out what I'm talking about. So, oh, here we go with so. What's that all about? Anyway, I'm knitting for the girls in my family. After my dad died, I made everybody a bag, and they are quilted bags, handmade. I have shown them in one of my episodes, but now I'm making everyone a scarf. The girls in the family, a scarf. No, not a scarf. What do they call it? A shawl? Well, it's one of these. And this one is for Lisa. My grandson Nicholas, he's my youngest, and his girlfriend, only girlfriend at the moment, I think she has got other ideas, but she's just passed university law degree with the top mark you can get, and in September she's going to start her masters. So congratulations to Lisa. Well, marvellous. And my daughter Nicola and husband and, you know, Harry, they went and watched the passing out parade and all of that. So yeah, it was lovely. And so I thought about Lisa, and I thought what colours would suit her. And this is what I've knitted her. It's all in Irish artisan yarn, which is baby alpaca and silk and cashmere, and these are the colours. So it's absolutely squishy. It's a bit unusual, I think, but I think it's going to suit her. I just haven't darned the ends in, so you have to excuse those. I'll put it on as I usually do, put it on facing, and then it plops down. Oh, it's divine. It's divine. And it comes, oh, I've got to stand on tiptoes. So this is the It's not the Silver River, it's the other one, which is, I'll put it on the screen, my mind's gone blank. And of course you can pull that like that and then wrap that round if you want to. Put your coat on and you're beautifully warm. Irish artisan yarn I get from Yarn Works in the UK. And if you could see the colours in real life, it's never quite the same on camera, is it? But it's lovely. Can you see? Gorgeous. Anyway, that's for Lisa. Another one bites the dust, I want to say. When you've got a list of them to make. I've done quite a lot. I've done myself, Kim, my daughter, Nicola, my daughter, Ellie, my granddaughter-in-law, married to the East Ender boy. This is Lisa's. So who have I got left? I've got Georgina, who is George and Mila's mum. And I've got Tegan, who is Jimmy's wife. And I've got Lois, who is Tommy's mum. So I've got 3 more to do, and I've got the wool for the next one. I got this from Craft House Magic, and well, Pete loves my crafting. He gets involved in it, he gets involved in colour choice. If I make a quilt, that bit there or this bit here, you know, it's a real joy because he doesn't sew it or knit it, but he's involved. As this one was being knitted, he was saying, oh, those colours are looking good together, and I'm really pleased about that. It's lovely to share that with him. And he was bowled over by this yarn. It's just fallen on the floor. I get it. He really was with this wool. Now, this is from, I mean, you buy it online, you click. Yes, you can see a picture, and you're going to see it now online. But in real life, take it from me, it's out of this world. So, first of all, the texture. It's 70% baby alpaca, 20% silk and 10% cashmere, which is what I love. Okay, my granddaughter, Georgie, her favourite colour, I mean everything is yellow. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Thank you very much. So I bought this. Now online it's looking quite pale, but in real life that is a gold yellow. No, that's looking greeny. Oh, what a shame. This is really gold. Yeah, pure gold. And so oh, what a shame. Anyway, it's pure gold and it's called Shiny Happy People. 400 meters, 4-ply. Craft House Magic. I can imagine Ellie. I watched one of her films. If you haven't watched Ellie, super. But I watched one of her films once about how she dyes the wool. And as I said to Pete, it's such an art. I don't like splodges on my wool. I know lots of people do, but I'm not keen on them. And no splodges. A rich, oh, it's not at all that colour. A rich gold colour and squidgy soft. So I wanted to do the Silver River shawl, which is just 2 colours for Georgina. And so I chose this one. What's this going to be like? Pete said, what a work of art. This is called Goonies Are Good Enough. Let me take the band off. Goonies Are Good Enough. Oh, blues and again the yellow in there. It's not pale like that. It's got the yellow, this yellow hue running through. Oh, what a shame. Anyway, you get the gist. It's honestly, Ellie, it's beautiful. And Pete was thoroughly impressed because that yellow, that gold runs through it. It's going to be lovely. So I'm going to start that this week. It's got oranges, blues. So that's my next one. I was talking about knitting Pete a pair of socks, and he chose the pattern from a book I bought last week. And I bought this sock wall. Do you know, I feel like a squirrel. I've been putting squirrels up on my Tresco end films, and I felt like a squirrel this week. I feel like I'm buying this stuff and sorting out patterns that I'm going to be knitting over the winter. This isn't going to be knitted up next week. This is just, it helped me keep patient and calm whilst I was waiting for the good outcome, which thankfully we've got now. And yes, I've got it all there when I want to start it. So this is proper sock wool. This is big boy stuff, and it's Exmoor sock 4-ply, embracing the characteristics of our local Exmoor sheep as a durable, machine washable yarn in an array of North Devon inspired shades. 60% Exmoor Blueface, 20% Corriedale, and 10% Zwarkpulls, and 10% nylon. And here it is. It's a greeny brown. That's showing more green than brown. It's brown. It's a greeny brown, and it's from John Arbon, and it's called Fuzzy Pig. So that's for his socks when I choose to pick them up, and I fancy doing them. What else? Oh, along with the wool from Ellie, she sent a little pack of eucalan. Fill the basin with tepid water, add the eucalan and what you've knitted or crocheted, squeeze the suds through, soak for a few minutes, no need to rinse. Lie flat to dry. And that's what I use. I've got a big bottle of it that I bought from her, but she pops this in, and it's nice to give us a present with the shawl, I think. So that's lovely, thank you. So I've got this is what I used for my front intro. I did the embroidery, and this is material I got when I retired from counselling in the NHS, and I got 2 meters actually of Strawberry Thief, which is Liberty, you know, the fine one. It's beautiful. So I made this, and in here I've got a pattern for a jumper I want to knit, but I've only got half the wool. And this was sent to me by, well, darling people. And of course I haven't got their name here, and so I'm going to put it on the screen. They're in Jersey. This is 100% American wool, so not too many people sell it. But I found a beautiful shop in Jersey run by 2 girls, and I messaged them and said, do I need to track it as it's coming from Jersey? And she said, well, we're coming over to London tomorrow. We'll post it in London for you, which they did. And I got it the next day, which was super. Such lovely, well, honestly, aren't these, you know, it's so nice. What service? I'll show you the pattern first, shall I? It's Calypso sweater. I've never done a top down, so I'm going to start my first top down, and it's colour work on the yoke, but the colour work isn't like loads of different colours, which is what I've always done before if I've knitted Ferrari. This is, you know, just one colour that you buy, and that, because that one colour is all different colours, then you get all the different colours. I've chosen different colours to this, but that's it, the Calypso sweater. I rather like this, and I quite like the mustard, but I'm not sure. The coloured bit here it is on the sleeve. The coloured bit, rustle, is, oh, here we are, materials. Spin cycle yarns dyed in the wool, and rowan felted tweed. And I'm going to do it in the wool, they say. And then I always like to do that because you get good results then, don't you? And this is what I've chosen. Oh, will the colours come out? Spin cycle yarns, and this colour is Robin's Egg. And it's teal and browns and creams. It's lovely. That's not too bad. Now, the others didn't come out right at all, but that's not too bad. And I was thinking maybe the mustard would look nice with all the colour work running through the yoke. It would show it up. You don't want anything too similar, do you? Because then this won't stand out. I don't know yet. It might be a cream. It's beautiful. And it comes in, I can't tell you how many colours. Loads and loads and loads of colours. So that's being put away. When I've chosen the felted tweed for the bottom, that's been put away for the autumn and winter. That's not the best time of year for me. I don't like it. I know a lot of you love it. Oh, I like it here in the southeast. Yesterday it was boiling. This morning was boiling. We got all hot and bothered. We had a few jobs to do. It was boiling. And today, well, it's 4:30 and it's cooled down now and it's lovely. But we've had some really hot weather here in the southeast. So, yes, I don't look forward. Even now, the nights are drawing in and it's not quite so light in the morning. I like it when it's 24-hour sunshine and 24-hour light. So I'm storing my little nuts up like a squirrel, ready to say, I want to do that and I want to do that. It's quite nice. Well, I'm enjoying it. And it's helped me remain calm whilst waiting for the outcome that I wanted. Another thing we discovered, oh, this is quite exciting for me. You won't believe it, but I said to Pete, it won't take me, I've only got 5 minutes to chat about. I've done 24 or so anyway. So you won't believe it, but my 2 daughters weren't crafters at all, not at all. Kim, however, I taught to quilt over lockdown here over Zoom, and she does lovely quilting now, and she taught herself, once she was on that crafting mode, to crochet. She hates looking at a needle for knitting with all the stitches on. She imagines she's going to knit them wrong or drop them. But no, when you crochet, it's only one to contend with. She's crocheted blankets, goodness knows what else. And that for me is a real joy, because I know if she's a bit like that, she can pick her crochet up. But Nicola, no. She said to me, Mum, if I pick up a needle to thread, no, I want to be sick. But she's watched me on here. Hello, Nick. She's watched me making the macarons. And a viewer did ask me, oh, could you show me how to make them? And perhaps in the winter, one day I will show you, but I have already shown you. And I'll put up the episode that I showed you. I think it was episode 53. I do show you because it was the first one I ever made. And I thought, will I be able to make it? And the answer was yes. This is a bigger one because they do, various sizes. And I'm going to put on the screen, it's all on screen today. I'm going to put on screen what I embroidered this one. And this is a glow-in-the-dark fabric. I'll put on screen where I get them. She's a darling girl and she gets the things off to you very quickly. And so Nicola said, Mum, I'm determined. I want you to show me how to make them. I think she thought she wouldn't be able to. I can't thread a needle, Mum. Okay. Anyway, we went away last week for the night to my favourite restaurant with rooms. And before we went, we spent a few hours here and I got her started. And you'll see in my little film of the week, there she is sitting in my bedroom on the settee. It's beautiful. Doing her macaron because she wanted to get it finished. And I'm no doubt it will be finished, and when it is finished, I'll show you. But I was telling her how when my friend Heather, who writes the poems, came, we decided to put in a magnet so that it would hold our needle, which is what I'm going to do. What Nicola's going to do, she's making some for her friends and wants a magnet in there. Well, Lisa, is it her name Lisa? No, I think it's Lee. Anyway, I'll put it on screen. She sells these magnets that you sew in. And I'm going to sew that and pop it in there so that I can put my needles in. Or if you want to put jewellery in there, it does work with the Pandora necklaces and bracelets, then it will hold those. And I got, oops, I sent off for a few. So we're going to have a bash at doing that and popping it in there so that it will hold the needle. I'll let you know how it goes. So that has been really lovely. She said, Mum, I'm free next week. She's a childminder. I'm free next week. Can I come round and we'll finish it off? Yes, she put her zip in beautifully. Super. And I think she's going to sort all the fabric out for what she wants. So I'm really pleased. What else have I bought? Well, I did intend to do a memory book, photo book, and I bought some papers for it. And I'll just show you quickly what I bought. Because these are my colours, aren't they? They're me. And these are all the pages in there. Can you see? Lilacs and purples and blues. Absolutely gorgeous. And so this again, can you see? This again for the winter. For those darker evenings, I'm going to be doing. It's exquisite. And I think Nicola wants to have a go at that. Oh, look. So that is Stamperia hortensia. I bought 2 of those. So there's my little squirrel, squirreling away for those dark nights. And then I had to succumb. I watched Helen of Mousy Makes, and she told me about another girl. I'll put it on screen, Strawberry. So, oh, sorry. My brain's just gone. I'll put it on screen. She told us about somebody she watches in New Zealand. And of course I had to go over there and watch. And she makes is it Mouche? Mouche and Friends? And Helen of Mousy Makes has made, they're adorable. And I said I wouldn't make any more because you make them, you start at the nose and you knit round and you knit the whole body. There's no sewing together. And you knit on 2 mil needles, I think. Cynthia Valet. I couldn't resist. I thought, well, that will keep me busy through the winter. And we all want to welcome new people. So here she is. Here it is. Yes, Helen. I did it. Oh, how adorable. I said to Pete, which one shall I start on? Which one? Well, Pete calls himself a polar bear. Sometimes as a counsellor, I would say, don't think about it, but just if I ask you a question, I want you to tell me what comes in your head. What animal would you be? What animal are you? Well, straight away, I'm a meerkat, because I'm always looking around. I'm always saying to Pete, I've got a feeling, I think. And he says, all right, and he goes with my feelings. I'm always checking they're all right, what's going on? And I'm a meerkat, looking after the family. Pete, on the other hand, as friends know, if you want to phone him, they phone me, is a polar bear. He is an absolute polar bear. His job, when he gave up chefing, his job was very intense, and it consisted of the phone going, him getting people out of trouble, and then putting the phone down, feeling very pleased, and then the phone ringing again. Hence, he hates phones. He doesn't really like off-the-cuff things. Oh, should we do that? Unless it's something he really wants to do. For instance, I remember when we lived in London, I'd say, Friday night, he'd be on the way home from work, and I'd say, shall we go to Devon? His mum and dad lived in Devon, and the motorways weren't all built then. Shall we go to Devon? He would say yes. I'd already have packed. He'd come in, have a quick cuppa, and off we'd set and go for the weekend. So he's up to things like that if he really wants to do it. But he doesn't like, he likes a bit of notice, let's put it like that. So he's a polar bear. And he's very happy on his ice floe. Very happy. He doesn't mind that ice has melted and he's out there on his own, which is quite nice. He can keep himself amused. So I am thinking about, well, here he is, doing the polar bear. He's right at the back here. What do you think? He's got a smile on his face. He's a happy polar bear. Who knows how I'm going to feel? Cynthia, you're marvellous. Oh, look, here he is. Because he hibernates, here he is in his pyjamas. Yeah, I think it's going to be him. But honestly, these are absolute. I love him. Henri. An orangutan. Look at his little head. It is unique and totally seamless, so there's no seams, but it takes a bit of doing. I have made one, and that was the Tootsie Bear. I'll get him. Hold on. I mean, he's an absolute darling. Look, he's going to go with my jumper. And you start at the nose. Oh yes, he's got his own thoughts. Come on, you're chatting now. And you start at the nose, and then he's got the little tail. He is cute. He sits in a little teacup. You could sit in there, couldn't you? Yes. But they're not all this size. They're all different sizes. And I think the polar bear is going to be a little bit bigger. So watch this space for my upcoming episodes. All of this is going to be made, not next week, no, but over the coming months. It's nice to have it on hand when you want it, isn't it? I'll tell you now about the film of my week, rather than give you any more chat. It was a full moon. So out my bedroom window, I take a photo of the full moon. And just as I was taking it, people decided to have a firework display. So there's fireworks. Peter has, well, I said to him, darling, I'm not quite sure about your hearing. Oh, it's fine. Sorry, pardon? Well, I said, I think you might have some wax. Oh, yes, I'll go and have a check. No wax. I said, would you have a hearing test? Well, I don't think it's necessary. I haven't got loss of hearing. Now, I discovered that loss of hearing, it doesn't have to be major, but if your family if you're saying to your family, pardon, you've got loss of hearing, and he was saying, sorry, can you speak, it's my fault, blaming me. Well, he wasn't blaming me, but you know what I mean. It was my fault for not saying it more clearly as it could be. Anyway, what I popped into, the hearing aid shop in the town. As you know, it's marvellous. In the southeast of England, Regain Hearing. You've got different ones where you are, I know. But what? Oh, yes. Had a chat and got a little flyer from them. And if your hearing is diminishing, it really doesn't help your short-term memory. And that's what Pete was complaining about. Oh, I can't remember this, I can't remember that. Because apparently, you see, your brain is focusing so hard on trying to catch what people are saying, that it's not concentrating on what's going on. And also, what was interesting, I thought as well, is, Pete tripped over when we were on holiday. And, oh, yes, it was that. But you see, if the ears aren't balanced, it's obvious, isn't it? You're not balanced. And I know before I got my hearing aids, I was just seeing Pete out the drive and I turned round, whoomp, flat on my face, tripped. And yes, because your ears aren't balanced. Anyway, of course, I told Pete all this. Oh, well, I said, your hearing will probably be fine. Well, of course it wasn't. He still thought it was. He did the hearing test and said he couldn't do a proper hearing test because the fan was making too much noise and you couldn't get a true reading. Okay, the guy said, well, we'll still put the hearing aids in, and beautiful hearing aids. I mean, you just don't know you've got them in, and they're not seen, or, they're not like the old ones. They're beautiful. And he said, fine, we'll just pop them in and I'll program. Each hearing aid is programmed to you. Program them. Pete said, oh, not much difference. Okay. And then the guy and I had a good chat about my hearing aids. And then Pete sat there. He could hear everything we were saying. And then the guy said to him, Leah's name is, Lee said to him, I'm just going to turn yours off, Pete. So you're going to go back to your hearing as when you walked in. Okay, said Pete. Click. Oh. He couldn't quite hear what we were saying. Oh, I don't like that. And do you know what? I saw a visible difference in Pete. He sat up straighter. He had more confidence. Yes. In just half an hour. Anyway, we went and collected his hearing aid yesterday, and he's an absolute convert. Oh, I can hear this, I can hear that. I said to the guy, normally we can't speak to each other if we're not in the same room. You know what it's like. Pete, I say, you can't, anyway, he's in the kitchen, I'm in the lounge. Of course, that's all changed now. He's talking to me in the dining room and I'm in, the hall or out here. I can hear him and he can hear me. So joy of joys. He went and collected them yesterday. You've got 60 days, I said to him today. Do you think you might take them back and get your money back? No way. He said, you don't know you've got them in and I can hear. I didn't realise I couldn't. So that's lovely. Anyway, there's a picture of him in the film of him concentrating, doing the hearing test. Of course, we had to clear the house, and Tommy, my little great-grandson, he was round and he helped. Well, I mean, invaluable. Blowing bubbles with Harry, my grandson, and actually Harry looked after him while Nicola and I got to, grips with the final bits. I had to pack up my brother's bits that he wanted. He's got to have them shipped over to Ireland, which is costing a fortune and is no easy task. But yes, we did it and they're going off. Mum had two old men. I don't know, they were very strange characters, ornaments. And forever that we've known, they've always been there. Nobody wanted them. There is a line. well, of course I wanted them, but I'd need another house. So we gave them to the hospice. We've got a local hospice here. And I walked past yesterday and my brother was with me, and I said, look, and there in the window, the hospice window, were the two men. And it was really, really nice to see them. And I hope they go off to a lovely, happy home. And Nicola and I and Mike, we went and had a meal out at the local restaurant on the seafront. Beautiful weather we had last week. We've had gorgeous weather here. And we sat, mind you, the sea was very rough. So although the sun was out and it was beautiful and it wasn't windy, there was this huge swell. And I think the West Country, I know there was no boats going to Tresco and there was no helicopters or planes going to Tresco. Nothing flew or sailed for 2 days because the sea and the weather wasn't good. Here it was good, but I think we still had that huge swell. And then we went to Reed's, which is our restaurant with rooms, and we stayed the night and had a lovely evening meal. So we've been celebrating. And in my bedroom was just a chair, but it hadn't, normally the seat is covered, isn't it? But it was covered, but it was all beautifully embroidered. I mean, everything there is just lovely. She's got such lovely taste. The lady who runs it and who's run it since 1970 something, six, with her husband. He's the chef. Anyway, so I just took a photo of this embroidery on the chair. It was so special. Nicola making her macarons and then handing over the keys for the house to the young couple that are buying it. So that's my film, and I'll put it here. All in for me. Oh, he doesn't want it to end. Put the rest in. Oh, if it takes him an hour, that's super. Oh.
Tom, put your hat on, Tom. We sit up straight. Yeah, we're having a good time. So you've got chocolate cake, beautiful, tiramisu, lovely, another chocolate cake, and I've got raspberry and lemon sorbet.
Do you want my rhubarb?
Not at the moment, not at the moment. Just leave it at the bottom.
I don't want to leave it. Whew, well, I hope you enjoyed that. I like to do a fascinating fact about nature, and this week it's about the razor clam. It appears this razor clam to lack sufficient strength to dig through sand, because what it does is it burrows into hard-packed ground so quickly. It's been called the Ferrari of the underwater diggers. Researchers were intrigued. What's its secret? How can it bury through the sand so quickly? It wiggles its foot down into the sand, creating a small pocket that quickly fills with water and sand. It then moves its body up and down while opening and closing its shell. This results in a watery mixture it can easily dig through. It can dig 28 inches or 70 centimetres at a speed of 0.4 inches or 1 centimetre per second. Once dug, the clam is hard to pull out. Engineers have been inspired in designing what they call the first smart anchor. It opens and closes and moves up and down like a real clam. Such a strong, energy-efficient anchor could be useful on underwater research vessels, floating oil rigs, and digging devices that destroy mines. It can wiggle its body, make that sand and water like liquid, down it goes, and it's stuck in there. You can't pull it out. Yeah. And so they've taken, made these anchors from it. Now, whilst we've got marvellous hearing aids, it is true, speech is as clear as a bell. But boy, when he's chopping up that celery, that's quite loud too, even though it's got background sounds turned off a bit, It's not like your ear. What a wondrous thing our ear is. It truly is. And how you miss it when it just starts to turn down a bit. Anyway, so it's time for the end now. Whew. Time for another film from Tresco. And we went to Briar this particular day. Now, Briar is very close to Tresco. In fact, from our cottage, we're looking at Briar, and it's just literally get the boat and off you go. Have you heard of Annika Rice? Well, she built in one of these, programs in the past. She built the quay. It's called Annika's Quay, and yes, because they didn't have a quay there, and so now they have. So it's very close, and we saw a stone chat, and it's a stone chat if you can't see it but just can hear it. That's another thing Pete said before. He said, it's really horrible because he's a keen birder. I can't hear where that sound is coming from. Whereas now, when we were out, he just looked straight at the bird. Oh, there's. And he said, without realising it, I looked at it. Whereas before, I could hear the sound, but wasn't quite sure where it was coming from. So he's thrilled to bits about that. Anyway, the stone chat goes tack, 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 tack. And that's how you know there's a stone chat around. Hell Bay, there's a beautiful hotel there, and it's usually very rough. I bet it's been rough over the last couple of weeks. I mean, the next stop is America, and that's why it's called Hell Bay. Boy, is it rough. Not when we were there. There wasn't even a wave. Just flat calm. And I go for a swim. After an afternoon walk, I go for a swim. There's several pools on Tresco, outdoor pools and 2 indoor pools, and they're beautiful, When I went, there was nobody there. It was lovely, and mostly you can get, a nice calm swim, because the sea around Tresco is very cold. I mean, it's like not Loch Ness. It's 10 something like that. You've got to have all your gear on. So I'm going to sign off here. Have a lovely time till I see you next. Happy crafting if you're a crafter, and if not, enjoy what you like doing. Enjoy the summer weather, or if you're in New Zealand or Australia or wherever, enjoy your lovely mild winters. I hope the weather's all right for you wherever you are. I say cheerio and love to you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
To review. £6. Very much.